The Casio CT-S500 and CT-S1000V are more than just piano keyboards. They are arrangers with rhythm accompaniment functionality, allowing you to effortlessly play your favorite tunes with hundreds of sounds and backing accompaniments. In this video, I will teach you the essential basic operations that every new owner needs to know, such as setting up tones, configuring rhythms, adjusting your volume mix, and saving your user registration settings. If you are a beginner to keyboards and want to learn how to play songs with chords and rhythm like this, do check out my beginner keyboard courses, especially for arranger keyboards like the Casio CT-S500 and CT-S1000V at jeremyc.com. Link in the description. In this video, I am using the CT-S500 as an example, but the CT-S1000V is exactly the same as the CT-S500, except it has an additional vocal synthesis feature. After you get your keyboard home, the first thing after you turn on your keyboard is to learn how to select different sounds. When you turn it on for the first time, the default sound is the stage piano, which is the one that they assume most people will use most often. You can select sounds by either turning the data wheel and sequentially look for the sounds, but this might take quite some time because there are 800 sounds on the CT-S500 and CT-S1000V. In the same way, you can use the plus and minus button to look for your sounds. The quicker way to look for your sounds is to go to the category that your sound is located in. For example, if I want to look for a nylon guitar, I would select the category that I would find a guitar. The category is listed here as you scroll through the different categories. Acoustic guitar, and I've got my dynamic nylon guitar. And from here, I can use the data wheel to scroll through various acoustic guitars to find the one that I want. Your CT-S500 and CT-S1000V also comes with the ability to layer up to 2 voices. To do that, you just have to hit your tone button again and you will see extra functions that you can access. And the one for layering voices is the word layer over here, and you hit this button and you will get this alphabet here that says LY, which stands for layer. So right now, the voice that is displayed here is the voice of your second layer. You can tell it's a second layer because you have U2, and that stands for upper 2. You can change the voice of your second layer in the same way as your main voice by using the data wheel, scrolling to and fro, or using the plus and minus button. The quicker way, of course, is to use the category button. You select your category that you want your sound is in, and from there you can just look for the voice that you want. Right now when I play, you can hear that there are 2 voices, which is the alto saxophone and the guitar. To change your main voice, you have to turn off layer, and you can see that this is the voice of your main sound, which is your steel guitar. And when you turn on the layer button, you will hear the alto saxophone and the steel guitar. What if you find your guitar in your layer 1 is too soft and you want to bump up the volume and you want to reduce the volume of the alto saxophone? You can do that by heading to the home button over here. Press the home button and you will get this settings under the screen. And if you hit the balance button, this is where you can set the various volume of your different sounds that you've selected. Right now, volume of upper 1 voice is already at the max at 127. So using the data wheel or the plus and minus button, you can change the numerical figure. We cannot make the volume of your voice 1 any louder. So the only way we can balance up the volume is to press upper 2, and this is the volume of our alto saxophone. Right now it is at 80. And if I were to shift it down to a lower number, 50 perhaps, when I play, you can hear that the guitar is louder than the alto saxophone. And that is how you balance the volume of your two layers of sound. In addition to voices, there are quite a number of rhythms in here that you can use to play along with. And to select the rhythm, you just hit the rhythm button just beside your tone button. And you can see you are in the rhythm screen because at the top here it says rhythm. You can select various rhythms by turning the scroll wheel or using the plus and minus button, or you can scroll through the various categories of a rhythm that you're looking for. For example, if I'm looking for a bossa nova, I would head to the Latin rhythm group and I would try to fine tune by looking for the various Latin rhythm, and bossa nova is one of them. You can start and stop the rhythm by using this button over here. And you can tell that the rhythm is running because here's the measure number and this is the number of beats. And to stop, just press the same button. This mode only uses the percussion instrument in the rhythm and you will not find the backing track in this rhythm. To activate the backing track, you need to turn on accompaniment. And this is where ACMP stands for accompaniment, and you will wait for your chord input on the left side of your keyboard and react to the chords that you are playing. You can use the stop and start button. Right now there's no chord, so no accompaniment or no backing track is playing. The minute you play a chord, the rhythm reacts to the chord input. To stop, press the stop button over here. That is not a very elegant solution. What if you want your rhythm to start along with your chord and not start off first? You press the sync start button, which stands for synchronize start. When you press this button, you can see that it says sync start. The rhythm and the accompaniment is on standby for you and will only start when you hit a chord on the left side of your keyboard. You can start off your music with an introduction by pressing an intro, and you can tell that there is an alphabet that says I going to V1, which is the variation 1 of the rhythm. Every rhythm comes with 2 variations, and you hit the sync start button. It is waiting for you to input a chord before it starts, and when it starts, it will start with an intro, and when the intro ends, it will start playing variation 2. You can also change the variation to variation 2, and when you hit the intro, this means that at the end of the intro, after it has finished playing the intro, it will continue in variation 2, like so. So right now it is playing intro, and when the intro ends, it will be playing variation 2. To change the variation of the music, you can just press this button. Variation 1 of the accompaniment is simpler and less busy and is usually used in the verse of your music. When you hit the chorus of your music, you can change to variation 2. You can also use rhythmic fills before going to your different variations. When you hit the fill in, you can see it appears here, does a drum roll. At the end of your song, you can hit the ending button for a nice and polished ending. You can tell the ending is playing because of this alphabet E on the screen. Right now, the tempo of this rhythm is 116 beats per minute. You can slow this down or speed it up by hitting the tempo button, and with the tempo button you can use the plus or minus button to increase or decrease your tempo or your speed of the music, or use the data wheel. If you do not know the exact beats per minute but you know roughly how quick the song goes, you can use the tap tempo feature like so. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it will be revealed to you that the tempo that you have just input is 92 beats per minute. What if you find your accompaniment to be overpowering your melody and you want to lower the volume of your accompaniment? what you need to do is head over to your home button. You will get this screen here. Go to balance, and at the last button here, you will see the word rhythm. Press that and it will show you the rhythm volume. To decrease the rhythm volume, all you need to do is just turn down the dial and you can hear the melody. Your main voice is much louder than the volume of your rhythm. Now that we have spent time to set up our voices and our volume mix, our rhythms, you want to save this into a registration preset for quick recall as you're playing your song. To do that, head over to the registration button. Press that once. You will be in the registration mode because the top of the screen states that it's registration. These keyboards come with 16 banks of registration, and you use the scroll wheel to turn and you will see the bank number will increase or decrease, and there are 16 banks where you can store your sounds. Within each bank you get 4 buttons and you can save your registration into any of these buttons within that bank. Right now I want to save my sounds into bank number 3 and I want to save it into button number 3 of my bank 3. To do that, all I need to do is to press this arrow and you will see a new menu. Press store and they will ask you which button do you want to save it in, button number 3. So they ask you, are you sure you want to save into bank 3, button number 3? Yes or no? Yes and okay. From here onwards, whenever you want to recall that set of sounds that you just saved, you just have to make sure that you are in bank 3 and press number 3 and you can see that you have just recalled bank 3 number 3. You can tell that this is the active registration because you see a number 3 on top of these buttons. Smash that like button if you found this tutorial useful. Do check out my recommended keyboards, digital pianos and music learning apps in the description. My name is Jeremy C and I'll see you in my next video.